Wait, the GRE is math and English. The TOEFL has speaking sections and PTE. What even is PTE?
Welcome to the alphabet soup of study abroad exams. Do not worry, we'll decode it before you travel.
Hello everyone, welcome back to How Do I, the most unfiltered and no brochure podcast by GD Connect, where we turn the stress of studying abroad into a survival guide. I am Hadia.
And I am Nakul, Program Manager at GD Connect.
And today we are back with the 7th episode, How Do I Crack Standardized Tests for Study Abroad.
So, if acronyms like GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, and DET are haunting your dreams, just relax. We are going to break them down, figure out how to choose, plan your timeline, and avoid rookie mistakes.
Segment 1, GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, and DET overview. Okay, Nakul, let's start simple. What are these tests really? Because to students, it just feels like random letters designed to ruin weekends.
Okay, chalo, let's break it down. GRE, this is the all-rounder. Text quant, verbal, and analytical writing. Popular with US and some European master's programs.
GMAT, this is school's favorite child. Heavy on reasoning and problem solving. And if MBA is your dream, GMAT is usually the gatekeeper.
Let's move to the next one. TOEFL, English proficiency test. Reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Mostly American universities love it.
Now comes IELTS, just another English test, but with academic and general versions. Super popular in the UK, Canada, and Australia.
PTE, the new kid on the block. Fully computer-based, gaining traction in Australia and Canada.
And lastly, DET, Duolingo English Test. It is the disruptor. It is cheaper, it is online, and gives faster results. It is increasingly accepted in the US, Canada, and Europe. And it's perfect if you need test centers and want your test results quite promptly. So yeah, basically, as you said, Nakul, it's an alphabet soup. But the real trick here is knowing which letters actually matter for your dream program.
Absolutely correct. Here's a quick tip for the students. Never assume. Always check your university's admission page to confirm which all tests do they accept. It saves you money and time.
Segment 2. Choosing the right test for your program. Now, this is where the students usually get stuck. Which test do I even take?
Okay, think of it this way. MBA, GMAT is still the safer bet. Though many schools now accept GRE. Masters in Science, Engineering or Data Heavy fields, GRE is the classic. English proficiency, TOEFL versus IELTS depends on regions. US leans towards TOEFL, UK, Australia, Canada lean towards IELTS. If your program accepts PTE or DET and you prefer computer-based flexible tests, just go for it.
So, a quick tip here for the students. Do not blindly follow your friends. Pick the test your program requires. Yes, that actually means reading the admission guidelines. I know, but totally worth it. Segment 3, Test Timeline Planning. Okay, now let's talk about timing. Because standardized tests are not like your pop quizzes. They're more like a Netflix series. You definitely need a schedule.
Exactly. Most students underestimate prep time. On an average, GRE and GMAT requires a preparation of 3 to 4 months, and TOEFL, IELTS, PTE require a preparation time of 1 to 2 months if your English is strong, longer otherwise.
And here's the kicker. Your test scores must be ready before application deadlines. So if your application is closing in December, aim to finish by September or October.
One student I worked with booked his IELTS in November for a December deadline, only to realize scores came after the deadline. It was a painful mistake.
Must be. So, a quick tip here for you guys. Work backward from your earliest deadline. Always give yourself buffer time for a retake because life happens. Segment 4, Common mistakes first time test takers make. Alright guys, so this is the final round. Rookie mistakes. And oh boy, there are plenty.
Okay, let's list them out. Number 1, booking too late. You'll pay more, get out slots, and stress up.
Number 2, ignoring practice tests. You can't just study whole day. You need time to practice enough.
Number 3, panic retakes. Don't rebook instantly. Reflect, prep smarter, and then try again.
Number 4, not checking requirements carefully. Imagine spending $250 on GRE only to find your program does not even need it.
And lastly, cramming. These exams test consistency, not your short-term memory.
Yeah, I remember when Adam told me I thought I could wing TOEFL, English is my first language. But when the mic was cut off mid-sentence in the speaking section, afterward he told me he was panicking so much. So the moral of the story, please practice under real conditions.
So, treat your mock test like a real deal. Put yourself on a timer, keep yourself in a similar environment. Before spending on these tests, you'll know what you will be going through. This way, you'll be able to avoid silly mistakes.
That's a really good tip. Wrap up. So, how do you crack standardized tests?
By knowing which test fits your program, planning your timeline like a pro, and avoiding rookie mistakes.
And remember, guys, these exams do not measure your worth. They measure your prep, your strategy, and your ability to stay calm under pressure. Which, let's be honest, is like grad school in a nutshell.
Next up, how do I maximize my test score without burning out? We cover study plans that actually work, prep resources, test taking strategies, anxiety management, and when to retake a test. Basically, how to score high without losing your mind.
Until then, as I usually say, stay curious, stay prepped, and stay lean. Bye.